Here we are, Monday, April the 8th. You know, it was exactly a month ago today, and about this time, that this old girl decided to take a fall at DuPont Lodge dining room and put a knot on her head the size of a baseball. And that was a pretty trying situation. It was quite scary at the time. Everybody was as concerned as I was. That's when they hauled me off to the emergency room. And today, that big baseball-sized knot, as you can tell, has gone down. You can't even see it. The Lord was with me that day. I can guarantee you that. And a lot of people were praying for me. But that's not what we want to talk about. I want to talk about class reunions. My daughter Jan is working on a class reunion for this coming weekend. This is their 50th reunion, 50th year. She's doing it all by herself. She's been doing it by herself for several years now. She's planned at least 5 or 6 reunions, and I'll guarantee you she gets the job done right. Now, I can't talk about her reunion. I know all of her plans, what she's been working on, what she's going to do, but I can't tell you because that will ruin it for all of her classmates who are planning to go to the reunion this coming Saturday night. I'm going to go back and talk about my reunions. Now, it was 15 years before we planned the first one. That reunion was planned by me and my friend, classmate, Buddy Martin. He contacted me. Now, he was still living at home. I was living here in Lexington. He wanted my help to plan our first class reunion. I was more than happy to do it because I had been wondering why we were not having class reunion. So we got together, and every 5 years we planned the class reunion. He decided it's a waste of time to have committees. You can't depend on committees all the time. They don't get the job done. You have to come along, follow up, and finish the work. So he knew that between the two of us, we could plan a class reunion. We did that for years. Now we've reached the point there aren't enough of us left for a class reunion. We graduated in 1954. You know how long ago that was? 70 years ago. 70 years ago. So, there won't be any class reunion this year. But I'm going to show you something I've saved all these years. Here's the 1954 Red Hounds annual. Now, it doesn't look very good, but there's reason for that. This annual went through a house fire. Got a lot of smoke damage, but it didn't affect the pages on the inside. of the annual. Of course, you want to see what I look like, don't you, when I graduate from high school. Now, I'm not bragging. Heavens above, no. But I'm going to show you what I looked like when I graduated from high school. Okay, see if you can get a good look at that little girl down there in the corner. Can you see her? That was me. I had long hair then. So take a close look. That was me, Granny Pat. Just yesterday, I was looking on Facebook. I follow Facebook. And lately I've been wondering, how many friends do I have left from 1954? How many are gone? We had the smallest class ever to graduate from the high school, 57 students. Part of that was because it was wartime and the young boys were dropping out of high school and joining the army. So we didn't have enough boys even to have a prom. Who are you gonna dance with when you have like 44 girls and 7 boys? You can't have a prom with that many, no. So we just had banquets, and the girls got to wear their pretty formal dresses. Mine was turquoise, netting. It had little strap because I didn't have much to hold up a strapless gown, but it was a pretty dress. And of course, Buddy Martin was dressed in his white sport coat and pink carnation. Oh, you could count on that. He would be the best dressed guy in the class reunion when we had the formal affair. So, anyway, I remember each 5 years, I would go home. I'd get with Buddy and his wife, June. She graduated 3 years after we did. I would sit at their dining room table and listen to Buddy telling stories from high school. I have never laughed so much in my life. He could tell the funniest stories I'd ever heard. He could keep me laughing. There was something else I was going to mention, and now it's already slipped my mind. But anyway, Buddy and I planned the class reunions every 5 years. And now, there are no class reunions. But what I was saying about watching Facebook, one of my friends I knew was still living. She still lives in Corbin. Every now and then, I would see her picture and a comment on Facebook. And each time I saw it, I commented to her. That's the only relationship we had through all those years. I would comment on her comment. Yesterday, there she was, picture. Her name was Letty. Letty was voted the best looking in our school superlatives. Guess who was voted the cutest? Do I have to tell you? Of course it was me. They didn't have much to pick from, to tell the truth. But there was Letty's picture on Facebook. This time, it was an obituary. She's gone. There aren't but a few left, and I don't even know who they are. But here we are with the superlatives. The superlatives. Pictures are small. You can't tell much about them. But this one right here shows Letty. And the best looking with her was Buddy Martin. Oh yes, he was a handsome young man. Now that's all I'm going to tell you about my class reunions. But I'm going to, I guess you might say, make the comparison about all those years that two of us planned a class reunion every 5 years. And isn't it odd that my daughter Jan, every 5 years, plans her class reunion alone? Nobody helps her. She is so good at it. She gets everything done, and everyone is pleased and happy. She was from a large class, so this coming Saturday night, they're going to be gathering at the Olaika Temple. They have big room where they can have their class reunion. And 3 or 4 of the mothers of these students are going to be sitting at the front desk, taking the money and handing the name tags, welcoming all of the students to their 50th class reunion. 50 years. Hard to imagine. She's doing the same thing I was doing, planning another reunion. I just thought you might appreciate that, and I'll have a follow-up after her reunion. I can tell you how successful it was. Now the weather today is very pretty. Rain is predicted for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's okay, as long as it doesn't rain on Saturday. We want everything to be pretty. We want everybody to show up to that reunion. And you know, I enjoy my daughter's class reunions as much, if not more, than I did my own. I won't be attending any more class reunions. And something tells me that after this 50th anniversary for the 1974 class at Lafayette High School, this may be their last one too. I hope not. But it could happen. So, that's my story for today. If you like my blouse, I've had this blouse a long time. I looked in the closet and said, hey, I haven't had this blouse on in several years. I think I'll wear it. It's springtime now. The tulips are up. The daffodils are dying. And it's time for the roses and the lilac to bloom. And hopefully, if I don't have to use a walking cane, I may be out taking pictures of the pretty yards. We have pretty lawns in my neighborhood. They have pretty flowers, everything in blossom, and they're well taken care of. I know there was something else I was going to add, but it just popped right out of your head. You wait till you're almost 88 and see if you don't find out. That's how it does. You think it this minute, and the next minute, it just flies right out the window. That's the only way I know to describe forgetfulness. But that's okay. I'm going to go in and fix myself something to eat for lunch. It's a little late for lunch, but I don't have a time limit on anything. And since I look fairly decent, I might even get in the car and run down to Kroger. I think I'm ready for another roasted chicken. I can divide it up. Listen, you follow those instructions I gave you on how to bone a chicken, a roasted chicken. Follow those instructions. As I told you before, I had 3 bags of chicken. I've already used one of them, making chicken and corn chowder. I've been eating it for a week now, but it's pretty good. When I get the recipe down pat, because I don't remember what I did, step by step, I'm going to have to make it again so that I can tell you the recipe, because when I finished, I liked it. You gotta like it if you're gonna eat it every day for a week. So I'll be back with you. Let me know how you like this little story. You can tell me about your class reunions. They are a major part of life. Major, yes. Those friends you had then, those friends you continued to keep until death do us part. Thank you for watching me today. And you know, I think this is my favorite blouse. See you later.